Hello, Aikta.
Hello, ma'am.
Okay. Tanya, I will tell from here only orals, as I already told you, but only orals. So, students, as we know about acids and bases, acids are those substances which release H plus ions on dissolving water, and bases are those substances which releases OH minus ion on dissolving water. Extent of concentration of H plus ion depends, H plus ion decides strongness of acid. So hydrogen chloride, H2SO4, HNO3, these are strong acids, and CH3COOH, it's this hydrogen ion will be released. NaOH, CaOH whole twice, MgOH whole twice, NH4OH. Okay, NH4OH. These are bases because they can release OH ion. Okay, are you okay with it, friends?
Yes, ma'am.
So H plus ion for acid, OH minus ion for bases. When acids and bases are mixed, what happens? H plus reacts with OH, giving H2O. Hmm? Indicators, as I already told you, they decide that the given substance is acid or base. Indicators like methyl, orange, phenolphthalein, turmeric, litmus, the most famous indicator we discussed. There is an indicator also, olfactory indicator. Olfactory indicators. Aitha, can you tell me the meaning of olfactory?
Ma'am, I forgot.
Olfactory receptors. Olfactory word is related to which thing means? Yes,
Ma'am, receptors. Ma'am,
receptor.
we learned it about receptors in the.
Control and in control and coordination we learned. Tanya, can you tell me the meaning of olfactory?
Ma'am, they are acid-base indicators which detect the presence of an acid or base in a solution with change in odor or smell.
Smell. Actually, olfactory indicators, they there means they indicate presence of acid and base depending on the smell. Okay, these are known as olfactory. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
These olfactory indicators like onion and vanilla. Onion loses its smell when added with base, but it does not change its smell with acid. Same for vanilla. Vanilla, Thanya, can you tell me what we have written for vanilla? Thanya,
Yes, ma'am.
for vanilla, what
Vanilla
we
essence dilute. Smell of vanilla vanishes with base, but its smell does not vanish in acidic medium.
is friends, as we already learned that like in milk there is acid, we eat ice creams, give vanilla flavor. Hmm? So if it will be vanished with eggs, it will be vanished with acid, what will happen? We will not get any flavor in ice creams. That's why vanilla have flavor in acidic medium, smell flavor, and but in basic medium it will be vanished. How do acids and bases reacts with metals? The most important thing, when acids and bases reacts with metal, evolution of hydrogen gas takes place. And what is the test for the testing of hydrogen gas? Aikta, can you tell me? How can we check that the
Yes, ma'am.
eliminated gas is hydrogen? Can you tell me the test?
Um,
Hydrogen burns itself with a pop sound. Burning of hydrogen gas with a pop sound. It is testing for hydrogen.
okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, friends.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what acid reacts with metal giving salt and hydrogen gas? Same here it is given when sodium reacts sodium hyd sorry sodium not sodium sodium hydroxide reacts with metal, then what will it give? Sodium hydroxide react with metal, it gives sodium zincate with hydrogen gas. Sodium zincate with hydrogen gas. Okay, these are the reactions of metal carbonates Na2CO3 when reacts with 2HCl. HCl is acid, it will give sodium chloride and H2O. Carbon dioxide gas will be released. NaHCO3 plus HCl will give NaCl plus H2O plus CO2. What is the test for carbon dioxide gas? When it will
Ma'am, lime water test, ma'am. It will turn lime water milky.
milky. Metal carbonates react with acid giving salt, carbon dioxide and water. Metal bicarbonate plus acid, it will give salt, carbon dioxide and water. Clear?
Yes.
When calcium carbonate again reacts with water and carbon dioxide, this substance calcium bicarbonate is formed, which is soluble in water. That's why its milkiness diminishes. Limestone, chalk, marble are different forms of calcium carbonate. Okay, so
Yes.
what we learned, carbonates and hydrogen carbonates also known as bicarbonates react with acids to give a corresponding salt, carbon dioxide and water. The reaction can be summarized as metal carbonate, metal hydrogen carbonate plus acid gives salt, carbon dioxide and water. Aikta, are you getting? I already shared
Yes,
those with
ma'am.
you. Neutralization reaction NaOH plus HCl. NaOH means when base reacts with acid, it will give salt plus water. Okay, salt plus water. Another thing is that, friends, how indicator works. Suppose here it is acid and phenolphthalein indicator. This is the symbol of phenolphthalein. We put phenolphthalein indicator here. Then what will be the color of the solution? Anyone can tell me, as it is acid? Color of phenolphthalein in acidic medium. Aikta?
Ma'am, there will be no change. Phenolphthalein is colorless and there will be no change.
And in basic medium?
It will turn pink.
Okay,
Ma'am, pink.
pink. So here no color. When we start to add base, you will do this activity in 11th grade. So base drop wise drops, we add it here. So when HCl, concentration of acid and base will be equal, so no color change because no medium, but one drop one drop more is added, suddenly it turns pink. So we use this type of strategy. This method is known as titration method to recognize acid and base. So what you write down? Neutralization reaction we have written, Tanya.
Yes, ma'am, but we haven't written any examples for it.
This example we have written.
We only wrote the word equation, ma'am,
Okay,
base plus acid. So,
base plus acid gives salt plus water. Ayuta, you can
Ma'am,
give. Huh?
ma'am, are you sharing your screen? Because I'm not able to see it.
Oh, so sorry. Ayuta, I already shared notes with you. Okay,
Ma'am, it was only question answers.
question answers I shared. Okay, notes I
Yes, ma'am.
will share. I will explain. Okay, how to write. But today, write down from here. Neutralization reaction. Okay, in neutralization reaction, the effect of a base is nullified by an acid and vice versa. The reaction taking place is written as base plus acid gives salt plus water, and NaOH plus HCl gives NaCl aqueous. These are in aqueous solution. NaCl in aqueous, and water it is in liquid form. Okay, written students.
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can you give one more example?
Yes, yes. Aitha, you also write after leaving one page. I will give you notes.
Okay, ma'am.
This is for neutralization reaction. When acid react with bases, it will give salt and water. Reaction of, should I continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Aitha,
Yes, ma'am.
we will do, should I continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Here, reaction of metallic oxides with acid. Students, here it is written metallic oxide when reacts with acid. Metallic oxide on reaction with acid will give salt and water. Okay, can you explain me, metal oxide will be acidic or basic?
Basic.
Ma'am, basic.
Very good, because when base reacts with acid will give salt and water. If metallic oxide is written here, so it means it is acting as base. So students, write down the heading, reaction of metallic oxides with acids. Reaction of metal oxides with acid. Written. After that, write down this equation. When metal oxide reacts with acid, it will give salt plus water. Written.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
After that, write down the equation. When copper oxide reacts with hydrogen chloride, it will give copper chloride plus water. Balance it yourself. Just now only balance this equation.
Done, ma'am.
Did you balance?
Yes, ma'am.
What you have written?
Ma'am, CuO
Hmm.
plus 2HCl gives CuCl2 plus H2O.
Very good. And what is the name? Can you tell me, Thania, name of CuCl2?
Copper chloride.
Copper chloride. Now, write down when copper oxide reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid, when copper oxide reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid, blue green color blue green colored solution is formed. Blue green colored solution is formed due to the formation of copper chloride. When copper oxide solution is added with dilute hydrochloric acid, blue green solution blue green colored solution is formed due to the formation of copper chloride, and copper oxide dissolves. This copper oxide dissolves.
Done, ma'am.
Okay, very good. What about Aikta?
Done, ma'am.
Okay, we already done what they are saying. Write the balance, the equation for the above reaction. Since metallic oxide reacts with acids to give salt and water, similar to the reaction of base with an acid, so metallic oxides are said to be basic oxide. Are you okay with it? No need to write complete sentence. You can simply write metallic oxides, basic oxides. Okay. Now next one, reaction of non-metallic oxide with base. Can you tell me the nature of non-metallic oxide? Will it be acidic or basic?
Ma'am, acidic.
Very good. Write down this heading. Reaction of non-metallic oxide with base. Tanya, are you
Yes, ma'am.
getting? Then non-metallic oxide will be acidic.
Yes, ma'am.
Write down non-metallic oxides, non-metallic oxide plus base. It will give salt plus water. Non-metallic oxide plus base will give salt plus water.
Excuse me, ma'am. So in an exam, they ask us for examples of neutralization reaction. We can include the reactions of non-metallic oxides with base and
you
metallic
you can, but for neutralization reaction we take proper base and acid. This is you are correct, this is neutralization because non-metallic oxide acts as acid. Okay, but after that we have to explain. So it is good to give proper acid like HCl, proper base like NOH, and give this equation. Okay.
Ma'am, but there aren't enough examples in my book for neutralization.
Okay, I will give you another examples. There are lot of examples we can make by the combination of the acids and bases. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
written students, this one.
Yes, ma'am.
Non-metallic oxide reacts with base, gives salt and water. So write down the example. When calcium hydroxide reacts with carbon dioxide, it will give calcium carbonate and water. Calcium carbonate and water. After that you have to write calcium hydroxide. Write with me. Calcium hydroxide, which is a base, reacts with carbon dioxide to produce a salt and water. Since this is similar to the reaction between a base and an acid, so we can say that non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature.
Ma'am, so non-metallic oxides and metallic oxides are not exactly acids and bases, but they
Act. They act as acid and base.
like
Actually,
how,
see,
ma'am? How is that possible? Like, what makes the difference between a proper acid base and what can act as an acid or base?
because non-metallic oxides like carbon dioxide on reacting with base, it gives salt and water. And in our neutralization reaction we studied that when acid reacts with base, it gives salt and water. This is the condition. When acid reacts with base, then it can give salt and water. That's why we can say if any substance which reacts with base and giving salt, it means the nature of that substance will be acidic. If any substance on reacting with acid giving salt and water, so nature of that substance will be basic. Okay, that's why
Yes, ma'am.
only acids having H plus, bases having OH, hydroxide ion, but we consider it as a neutralization reaction. Obviously this one is neutralization reaction because we are getting salt and water. So it depends on the condition. If base is reacting with this one, it means this substance will be acidic. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Ayuka, are you getting all the things?
Yes, ma'am.
So write down calcium hydroxide, which is a base, reacts with carbon dioxide to produce a salt and water. To produce salt and water, since this is similar to the reaction between a base and an acid. So we can conclude that non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature.
Done, ma'am.
Ayukta, read the first question.
Why should curd and sour substances not be kept in brass and copper vessels?
Can you tell me answer for this one?
Ma'am, I don't know.
Hmm. You know about it, that it should happen, that we should not keep curd and sour substances in brass and copper vessels. You know about it or not? Reason? Just leave it. I will explain. But you know about it.
No, ma'am.
Okay. What about Tanya? Read the first question.
Why should curd and sour substances not be kept in brass and copper vessels?
Hmm.
Ma'am, they react to form salts which can be unfit for human consumption.
Students, as I told you in the starting of the chapter, curd and sour substances having
Basic knowledge.
curd and sour substances having
Ma'am,
acids.
acid.
Acidic.
Acids. So acid will react with metals. Acid will react with metals. That's why we never keep like sour substances, curd, pickles. You know about the pickles? You heard in your family that we should not keep pickles in steel, in copper utensils, in brass utensils.
Yes, ma'am.
That's why, because acid will react with metals. Write down the answer. Curd and other sour substances, curd and other sour substances should not be kept in brass and copper vessels. In brass and copper vessels because metal reacts with the acid, metal reacts with the acid to liberate hydrogen and harmful products, thereby spoiling the food. Done, students? Written, students?
Yes, ma'am.
What about Tanya?
Yes, ma'am. Done.
Okay. Question number 2, read it here and you will do as your homework. We already discussed this one. Tanya, read the question.
Which gas is usually liberated when an acid reacts with a metal? Illustrate with an example. How will you test for the presence of this gas?
So, let me.
Hydrogen gas is liberated when acid reacts with a metal.
Hmm.
We can give a reaction as an example.
Gas, can you tell me which will be liberated?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen gas, and its presence, you will show this activity, that the hydrogen gas burns itself with a,
Ma'am, we have to write the activity, or can we
yes,
just write that we have to bring a burning candle next to it and it burns with a pop sound?
you can write simple statements, but diagram you have to give.
Ma'am, sometimes I don't understand how much they want us to write for the
Answer.
questions.
Yes, I will let you wait. First thing, it depends on the marking of the question. Suppose it is only 2 marks, so you can write statements. 3 marks, give reaction also. Marks are increased like 4 or 5 marks, so give diagram. So here they are saying which gas is usually liberated when an acid reacts with a metal. Hydrogen gas is liberated when an acid reacts with metal. Illustrate with an example. Example I already given you.
Ma'am, example when they ask, should we write the word equation as well along with
Yes,
the.
both word with balanced chemical equation. And here they are asking about the test for the presence of hydrogen gas, so you will write what is the test and you will show with the diagram. It will be complete answer. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Ayuta, are you also okay with it?
Yes, ma'am.
Ayuta, you have to read question number 3 and you have to reply now only.
Metal compound metal compound A reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid to produce effective effervescence. The
Effervescence. Effervescence.
the okay, ma'am. The gas evolved extinguishes a burning candle. Write a balanced chemical equation for the reaction if one of the compounds formed is calcium chloride.
Calcium chloride. So reaction with dilute hydrochloric acid.
Ma'am, and a salt is formed.
Are you solving?
No, no, I said a salt is also formed in the reaction.
Salt reacts with dilute acid to produce the, yes. Which salt is formed?
Calcium chloride.
Calcium chloride. Write down the equation. Calcium chloride is formed. Effervescence. Effervescence. This is due to the, actually, gas evolved extinguishes a burning candle. It is carbon dioxide plus water. When you will get these substances,
Metal, carbon.
when calcium carbonate reacts with acid, calcium carbonate, it will be in solid form. Hydrogen chloride, it is in aqueous form. 2HCl, it will give calcium chloride also in aqueous form. Carbon dioxide, it will be in which form? Water, in liquid form. Ayuta, are you okay with it? When carbonates react with acid, it will give salt, carbon dioxide and water.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, my chemistry teacher told that one thing to remember for writing chemistry answers, we should write the concept and the example.
So we have written the same thing, concept with example.
Yes.
Yes, it is correct, but actually answers depends on the marking of the question.
Okay.
Suppose it is 1 mark, this is sufficient. You are getting of 2 mark, so write down word equation also, like metal carbonates reacts with acid, give salt, carbon dioxide and water. Suppose you are getting question of 3 or 4 marks, so write it in detail, that when metal carbonates reacts with acid. Okay, So salt, carbon dioxide, water is formed. Carbon dioxide extinguishes a burning candle like that. But you have to focus on the marking of the question.
Okay.
Aikta, Thania, have you written till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Now, what do all acids and all bases have in common? Who will tell, Aikta or Thania?
Ma'am, they both release hydrogen ions, but there is difference in concentration.
Mhm. Hydrogen ion only in acids. In bases, it is with O, hydroxide ions.
Ma'am, but I'm sure both of them release it, but there is what makes them different is the concentration of the ions.
Um, bete, acids releases hydrogen ion and bases releases hydroxide ion. But the concept is that both of them, acids and base, are determined by pH value. Okay, listen to me. Here HCl. So no OH ion here, only hydrogen ion here. NaOH, it will release only OH ion. Are you getting?
Yes, ma'am.
Aikta, are you also getting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we'll do the topic. We have done this one, this one. Write down this topic. What do all acids and all bases have in common? Start to read from here. In section, what do all acids and all bases have in common?
In section 2.1, we have seen that all acids have similar chemical properties. What leads to this similarity in properties? We saw in activity 2.3 that all acids generate hydrogen gas on reacting with metals.
Hmm.
So, hydrogen seems to be common to all acids. Let us perform an activity to investigate whether all compounds containing hydrogen are acidic.
Okay. So all compounds having hydrogen, actually not having hydrogen, if they are giving hydrogen ion on dissolving in water. Okay. Hydrogen gas, they are generating on reacting with acids, then they will be considered as acid. Okay. Aita, can you explain this activity? There is a beaker.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
ma'am, firstly, I need to read this out.
Okay, I will explain, after that we will read. Students, this is beaker, dilute hydrogen chloride solution. This one is rubber cork, this one nail. Okay, and all are connected, means this wire is connected to 6-volt battery, bulb and switch. Okay, so here what they are saying, take solution of glucose, alcohol, hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid, etc. Two nails fixed, place the cork in 100 ml beaker. Connect the nails to the two terminals of 6-volt battery through a bulb and a switch as shown in figure. Pour some dilute HCl in a beaker and switch on the current. What will happen? Will bulb the glow? We have to repeat this one with sulfuric acid. Repeat this activity separately with glucose and alcohol. So what do you observe? Does the bulb will glow? Can you hear me, students?
Yes, ma'am.
So if we are doing this activity with HCl, will bulb glow? Yes, bulb will glow because acid will give ions. Electricity conducts with the help of ions. Okay? If bulb will not glow with any substance, it means the substance is not conductor. Does not substance is not giving ion, and intensity of the bulb, it depends on the concentration of ions. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Aikta, are you okay with it?
Yes, ma'am.
So the bulb will start glowing in case of acids, but you will observe that glucose and alcohol solutions do not conduct electricity. So glowing of bulb indicates that there is a flow of electric current through the solution, and electric current is carried out by the acidic solutions of iron. Okay? H plus ion, it is cation in acid, and OH minus ion, it is base. Are you okay with it? Not OH minus. By mistake, I have written OH. We are discussing about acid. So in HCl, H is cation, and which one is anion? Same.
CL-.
Same thing. H plus cation, Cl minus in HCl, NO3 in HNO3. In HNO3, which one is cation?
H.
Ma'am, H.
And which one is anion?
N.
NO3 minus. Same thing in H2SO4. Which one is cation? 2H plus, and anion SO4 minus.
SO4.
Clear? So ions are present, that's why conduction of electricity takes place. Now you have to do same activity with sodium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, and what will be your conclusion? Who will tell, Thania or Ayukta? In case of bases,
Ma'am, with the bulb activity?
hmm,
Ma'am, with which activity?
same above activity which we have done with acids. If we are doing this activity with
Ma'am, the
base,
bulb will not glow in any case of.
in case of bases,
It'll glow.
bulb will glow because in case of bases we are also getting cations and anions which will conduct the electricity. Are you okay with it?
Okay, ma'am.
So
Yes.
what they are saying, actually our topic was, what do all acids and all bases have in common? They have ions which conduct electricity. Okay, you have to write this one in your own language as your homework. Okay, okay friends, Ayukta.
Yes, ma'am.
Now what happens to an acid or base in a water solution? Ayukta, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
So you have to complete that topic according to you. Okay, Now, Aikta, read activity 2.9. What happens to an acid or base in a water solution?
Activity 2.9. Take about 1 gram solid NaCl in a clean and dry test tube and set up a apparatus as shown in figure 2.4.
Hmm,
Add some concentrated sulfuric acid to the test tube. What do you observe? Is there a gas coming out of the delivery tube?
hmm,
Test the gas evolved successively with dry and wet blue litmus paper. In which case does the litmus paper change color?
hmm,
On the basis of the activity, what do you infer about the acidic nature of dry HCl gas and hydrochloric gas?
hmm. So, what they are saying, 1 gram of solid NaCl in clean and dry test tube and set up the apparatus as shown figure 2.4. Dropper containing concentrated H2SO4, a pair of tongues, test tube, it is sodium chloride. And sodium chloride, here dropper containing H2SO4. This is pair of tongues, same thing. Guard tube containing calcium chloride, test tube, delivery tube, cork, moist litmus paper. Okay. So here hydrogen gas is coming after reaction of NaCl and H2SO4. Okay. If gas is dry, what will be the change? Means litmus paper will be changed or not? And if litmus paper is moist, then what will be the reaction? Can you explain? Students? Students, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Actually, are you getting the point? What I want to ask here?
ma'am, I did not really understand the
Hmm.
activity.
Okay, I will explain. What about Tanya?
Ma'am, even I need to explanation.
Students, here sodium chloride is reacting with H2SO4. Okay, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what will be formed? एक second, I will explain. Not like this. Sodium chloride dropper containing concentrated H2SO4. Then hydrogen gas is evolved. Hydrogen gas, it will be tested.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
NaCl plus H2SO4 will give salt plus hydrogen.
Huh. But listen to me. Firstly, I will explain the conclusion. After that, I will come to the activity. Actually, what they want to say, any acid, when it will, means it the drop will be on litmus paper, it will not show any color change. Only in one condition it can show color change, when hydrogen ion is released. So what they are saying here, if gas is dry HCl gas, so there is no change in litmus paper. If litmus paper also dry hydrogen chloride gas, no change. When hydrogen, it is hydrogen chloride solution, then H plus ion is released, then there will be change in litmus paper. So what they want to say, an acid reacts with acid, acts with as an acid when hydrogen ion is released, otherwise not. Suppose I am taking two things, dry HCl gas and HCl solution. So this one will not act as an acid, because here we are not getting H plus ion, it is dry. And in case of HCl solution, we will get H plus ion and Cl minus ion, H plus ion and Cl minus ion. That's why it will act as an acid. Are you okay with it?
Yes, ma'am.
And what about Ayukta?
Yes, ma'am.
Now I will come to the activity. Concept I told you, now I will come to the activity. So in this activity, what they are saying, that they have taken sodium chloride, NaCl, test tube, a pair of tongues and dropper containing concentrated H2SO4. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
and here it is after reaction, delivery tube cork, guard tube containing calcium chloride. What is the role of this one? Have you ever seen, suppose we purchase something from the market, so a little packet inside like bottle, sometimes with Swedish. Can you tell me? A small packet. It is of calcium chloride because it absorbs the moisture. It absorbs the moisture. Okay, so that we can get dry hydrogen gas and hydrogen chloride solution. Students, are you okay with it?
Yes, ma'am.
What about Ayukta? NaCl.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the concept behind this activity. Acid reacts as an acid when it releases H plus ion. Bases acts as an base when it releases
Hydroxide.
hydroxide ion. Can you let me know about this reaction? What will be formed? Na2SO4 plus 2HCl. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So experiments suggest that the hydrogen ions in HCl are produced in the presence of water. And this hydrogen ion, what it will do? HCl plus H2O. Listen to me. HCl plus H2O. So HCl will give H plus ion Cl minus. H2O will give H plus ion and OH minus ion. So they will make which ion? एक second, students. Water. It is in the form of H2O. Water, it is in the form of H2O. It is in the form of H2O, and this hydrogen ion reacts with H2O giving H3O plus, that is known as hydronium ion. So acidic character due to the formation of hydronium ion. Hydrogen ions cannot exist alone, but they exist after combining with water molecules. Thus hydrogen ion must always be shown as H plus aqueous ion or hydronium ion. Are you okay with it?
Yes, ma'am.
And in case of bases, we get OH minus ion in water. Bases which are soluble in water are called alkalis. Okay, what are alkalis? Bases which
Bases
dissolve
which are soluble in
in
water.
water. So all bases do not dissolve in water. All alkalis is a base that dissolves in water. They are soapy to touch, bitter and corrosive, and we should never taste them. Are you
Yes,
okay with it?
yes,
So
ma'am.
what they are telling here, acid plus base will give salt and water. And water, how it is formed? Because H plus ion reacts with hydroxide ion of base giving H2O. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you, and what about Aikta?
Yes, ma'am.
So we have done till here. Students, till here you can write in your own language both the topics. In first one, that the ions are released, that's why conduction of electricity takes place, and in second one you have to show when there is moist litmus paper, hmm? Then it will become blue. In case of dry HCl there will be no change because we are not getting H plus ion. So can you complete these two topics yourself? You have to write from your textbook only.
Yes, ma'am.
Students, first one, read the question.
Why do HCl, HNO3, etc. show acidic characters in aqueous solutions while solutions of compounds like alcohol and glucose do not show acidic character?
Why?
Ma'am, because HCl and HNO3 release hydrogen ions
Very good.
and conduct the
Releases
electricity.
hydrogen ion but not alcohol and glucose. Aikta, are you okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Second, read the question.
Why does an aqueous solution of an acid conduct electricity?
Hmm. Because
Ma'am, they release ions which help in conducting
they release ions like HCl, H plus Cl minus. That's why it conduct electricity. As we have done in activity. Aikta, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, Thanya.
Why does dry HCl gas not change the color of the dry litmus paper?
Because
Because it did not come in contact with water and dissolve and release the ions.
it's not
Hydrogen.
having H plus ion. That's why. Fourth, Aikta.
While diluting an acid, why is it recommended that the acid should be added to water and not water to the acid?
Hmm. Because dissolving an acid in water is highly exothermic. What will happen? Suppose I will take acid here and water will be added. Higher amount of heat will be released, which can be very harmful. So what we do? We take water and drop wise we add acid, so that heat which will be released can be neutralized by the water. Okay? Okay, friends?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fifth question, Tanya.
How is the concentration of hydronium ions affected when a solution of an acid is diluted?
Hmm.
Ma'am, there will be a decrease in the concentration of
Huh.
ions per unit
Decreases.
volume.
It will be decreases. It will be decreased. That's why dilute solution. एक second. Which question we are studying? Acid should be added to. How is the concentration of hydronium ions affected when a solution of an acid is diluted? Its we can say concentration decreases.
Yes, ma'am.
Concentration of hydrogen ion also decreases.
Yes, ma'am.
Strength of acid also decreases. You can write any statement, all will work. Sixth,
How is the concentration of hydroxide ions affected when Axis base is dissolved in a solution of sodium hydroxide?
so simply you can tell Here we are increasing sodium hydroxide. So it means its strength will increase because more OH ion will be there. Okay. When excess base is added, excess base is dissolved in a solution. So more hydroxide ion will be there. Strength of bases will be more. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Tanya and Ayuta, the work which I told you, do it today only so that your notes will be completed hand to hand.
Yes, ma'am.